Hey guys, I'm Perry, a pro jungler in the NACL/Academy League. I played on Dignitas Academy last year, and I've been maintaining Challenger for the last 3 years. This game, we're going to be reviewing a Lillia game in Emerald. Low Emerald is where this game is taking place. We're going to review, again, always the fundamentals, always the basics, but this time we're also going to be focused on, a little bit more Lillia specific things because we have a Lillia main player right here. So, like I always begin with, let's go to a tab screen right here, and give me your thoughts on where you want to path.
So I definitely 100% want to path top lane, I think. I will always generally path into melee versus melee, especially ignite versus ignite. That's my thought process. I'm pretty sure I start bot here and path top.
Cool. Um, that's great start, and I always say like keep thinking about these things. The next step I always want you to take is think about priority. So, who has priority? Warwick, Trinamir. You can be right, you can be wrong. It doesn't matter. Who do you think has
Um,
priority?
I will assume Tryndamere. I
Okay,
would say yes. Yeah.
I think so too, but honestly I don't know. I think with the range changes he actually does. What about mid lane?
Tristana for sure.
Right. Okay, and then what about bot lane?
Bot lane for sure. I mean, Xerath and Ezreal.
Yeah, I think so too. So this game, even more so, like pathing to top is great. Um, but another thing to think about is there is also range versus range matchup bot. And although you don't have the greatest setup because it's Morgana, what you do have is a lot of volatility, right? But there's also a lot of volatility top, and it's up in as prio. But in an order, what you should be thinking about, let me get a notes pad out real quick, is who has priority, which lane is volatile, and anything guaranteed on the map, right? Only
Yeah.
thing that's guaranteed on the map right now that you found is top S Prio, so that's great. And we're gonna path top. And then pretty much if you path top and if you path the Prio most of your games, you're gonna find that the game is a lot easier. Okay, so it's a normal 5 point. We go for a good ward. Okay, so if you see 5 bot here, what you can do is you can ward here. This ward provides just so much more. Okay, so whenever you can drop a ward on their Raptors bush, not the Raptors. Right, if it's possible to ward that, ward that. Okay, so we have a red start with a leash. This is completely fine. I know some people like starting Raptors. I don't really sweat it too much. We're going 2 points Q. This is great. So one thing I'm noticing here is you're not looking at your lanes. You're not looking at Talon as well. So Talon's showing this whole time, right? I want you to be clicking on him, holding tab. Right, he showed. I want you to hold tab. I want you to click on him. So there you go. You saw 8, which is perfect. But I want you to do it faster. The moment this guy shows, you need to look. Additionally, the moment he shows, you're pathing top and he's pathing bot. Really simple, right?
Yeah.
He just came from red. What's going on with bot wave? You have no idea. And what's happening is your bot lane's actually winning, right? And if they're winning with HPs as well, what's Talon gonna do? He's gonna go gank bot. What if you were here bot lane to prevent this Talon from going bot? Let's say Talon does come bot and you're in the bush, you kill them. Let's say your bot has complete prio, the HPs are decent, and you play to invade him, right? We can't make any of these decisions without collecting information. So
Oh.
make sure you are collecting information. Another layer of information you can collect is summoner spells, right? But most importantly to me, what's this guy's HP? Right? You're full HP, you got leashed. Did Talon get leashed? Is Talon healthy? I don't know. Right? So you can't even make the decision of, can I cover bot? Because you're not looking at the bot wave. That's one. You're not looking at HPs. That's two. And we're not looking at our top or mid wave. So we don't know if mid's actually Ginkgo right now. We don't know if top's actually Ginkgo right now. Right? Your default should be to full clear. Most champs, especially Lillia, you're farming jungle, you want a full clear. But you can break out of your full clear if there is opportunity around on the map, and you don't know if there's opportunity if you are not collecting information. Common problem I see everywhere. Right? Okay, so we just go for our clear. This is completely fine. If there is no pressure to, you saw Talon bot, what I would do is always sync the wolves with the Gromp. That way, when you recall after Raptors and you full clear up, instead of you going to wolves, like when you're on wolves, you have to wait 10 seconds here, stand here. You would be able to do wolves straight to Gromp, right? It's just camp respawn timer, syncing them up. Make sense? Hello, hello, hello.
Yes. Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, you're good. You're good. I just wasn't sure
Yeah.
if your
Go.
mic was cool. And like we said here, talent shows bot, and bot lane is hard winning, right? So this whole time, you should have done one of two things. You should have either been bot to prevent it from happening, but the biggest thing you should do is ping your bot lane. Whenever you see the enemy jungler, ping. Your laners are playing the lane. They're not focused on where the jungler is. It might be like, oh, but they should know that I'm pathing top, I'm pathing the bot. We saw talent on the ward. No, they're playing their lane. It's hard. Junglers get this wrong all the time. You should not expect your laner to be able to play their lane perfectly and track the jungle perfectly. That's the jungler's job. There's a jungler on both teams for a reason. So
Yep.
it's on you to ping the town this whole time to be careful. I'm not saying these guys will live, but look, they're full HP right now. They crashed their wave. I'm pretty sure that if you ping them, you make sure that you ping them 5, 6 times, they will question what they're doing this far up. But you're not letting them know any information.
Sure. Yes.
So it ended up being a 1-for-1, right? Or 2-for-1, which is actually not that bad. And top is brawling this whole time, right? And again, we haven't looked top like okay, we looked top right here actually, but very very short amount of time I think. Um, yeah. So there, like we know that Tryndamere is trying to crash this wave, and he might have to crash. Sorry, he might have to crash even this next wave. Right, but again, it's all about collecting information and not about just the wave that we're looking at, but it's about the next wave. Right. So I'll pause it when we look at that wave. But we're
Mm.
not just looking at one wave, we're looking at the next wave that's coming as well. So give it 1 second. So right here, he's going to crash this, right? But if Warwick just holds the wave right here, he'll need to crash the next wave as well, right? That means that Tryndamere needs to stand this far up to crash the wave. Now let's say that this Warwick is holding this wave here, and Tryndamere is able to hit him, right? Get his HP down even lower. If you bolted it to top right here and play it on this wave right here, because you know Talon's bot side, what would you get top?
Yeah. Be able to dive him, kill him.
Yeah, dive him, kill him, and if none of the above, you would be able to deny this guy a wave because
Yep.
he would have to leave, right? But
Sure.
you can't even make that decision because you spent like literally half a second looking at this wave, like it's like half a second. Let's see, literally half a second, right? I have no way to fully tell what's going on with this wave or the next wave based off that small look. It takes me at least like 2 seconds, right? And I've gotten it down from 10, 15 seconds to 2. So it's hard for most, right? So you need to be able to collect more information about the waves. But pretty much, you could probably make better decisions, right? You're just not collecting information. So in
Yep.
order to make better decisions, right? Prioritize waves, HP, sums, ults. These are the best things for you to look at. HP/mana. Okay. So
Yep.
now our bot is not doing great and our top is not doing great. So now what do we want to play towards? This is a perfect tap screen. What do we want to play towards?
I guess mid.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of changed to mid. Alternatively,
Yeah.
like your clear is going towards top, and this guy is probably doing the worst because your bot lane was hard winning and they even traded. So thinking about bot lanes might not be that bad, but in your head, what you should know is now Tryndamere got solo killed, so he's not the greatest player. My bot lane were actually winning really hard, and they even traded a kill, so they're not that bad. They just got ganked. But pretty much, if you can, stay away from him and play to these guys. It's the deduction that's happened at this time, and that's on you. Most of the time, when people see the scoreline, they start blaming their teammates. This guy's died. This guy's died. This guy's died. You can't get into that habit. What you need to do here is you need to assess who your teammates are now. This guy's an inter. These guys are not bad, but they got ganked, so they're still playable towards. But then your main thing is look at your mid laner. Can you play within the Fury? Right. So the game changes always, and when it happens, you need to adjust to the situation of the game. Okay. So from right here, um, what I want you to be looking at this whole time is the wave. What Tristana's focused on right now is this wave coming right here, right on my cursor. Right, that's the wave Tristana's focused on. When
Yeah.
Tristana's trying to last hit one of those minions there, that's when you want to gank. But let me ask, is this just not ever gonna die? She's full HP,
No,
right?
no, she should get out easy. Yeah.
She should just W out. She could just W down to bot
Yeah.
side. She's gone.
Yeah.
So what I'm playing for here is you can hit the Scryers. That's one, and then just do the crab, or you just sit here, 7 seconds, and insta recall. Insta recall and run straight here. If you perfect this of just full clear crab recall, or full clear recall, and just play for tempo and to be at this camp at the exact time it spawns, 5 seconds before or 5 seconds after is completely fine. 10 after is a little bit dangerous. 10 before is even better. The earlier you are to this camp, the better. Right? If you can perfect that, especially as a Lillia player, you'll find the games are so much easier. What's gonna happen here is you're gonna go through mid. I don't even know why that guy needed a flash. He did not need a flash, right? This guy's long gone, right here. Oh, he was trying to get the
Yeah.
Nefiri flash. Okay, nice. So he got Nefiri's
Yeah.
flash. But realistically, this guy is never flashing, and you're not getting anything here, right? So now you're doing the crab, and now look, this camp, by the time you're recalled, it's been spawned for, let's see, for 12 it spawns. It's been spawned for, what is that, 16 seconds, right? So now, on your next cycle, you're that much longer to this camp, that much longer to this camp, and then again, the 30 seconds desync should only be 15. So now, the next play you make pretty much is delayed because you made a bad play here. So, the rule here is it is better to play for tempo and not make plays when there is nothing guaranteed. Right? So if for some reason you knew that this Tristana was going to flash, and you think it's so worth to get Tristana's flash because when you're level 6, you're going to just kill her so easily, if that's your reasoning to play for this, that's a guaranteed play, sure. But this guy's never going to flash. There's no way you can guarantee that. There's no way you can guarantee you even land a single ability on this guy. I would never ever go for this play. Right?
Yeah.
But if for some reason you can guarantee it and it plays into your next play, I would look into doing it. So what I'm emphasizing is think about your next play and your next sequence. What's going to happen if you delay your camps by 30 seconds is you're going to be later to the next play by another 30 seconds. So you're just delaying the game and making it harder for you to play the next sequence, which most of the time isn't great. Okay? So now Talon comes through mid, sure, and this guy's doing the same thing you just did, right? This guy's doing the exact same thing. It's a common problem everywhere. There's no way Talon's going to kill this Fury that's standing right here. If Talon just insta-recalled and did the exact same thing, clear top down, what's going to happen is he would have better tempo than you, right? And he's going to go bot lane while you go top lane, and he's going to get another kill bot lane. But because he does this, he reveals himself on the map, 1, and 2, he's late to his camps. And he still needs to recall. Right? So it happens everywhere. But that's why if you can do it while they're messing it up, the tempo will feel insane on the map where you're like playing the game on easy mode pretty much. Okay. Again, guaranteed play. Sorry, what happened?
Yeah. Sorry, now here I'm just wasting time. I can tell. Yeah.
Well, no. Actually, here, here again, what needs to happen is the wave. So look at this wave, right? And look at this wave, and look at the. It's very hard to see, but look at this next wave right here,
Yeah.
right? So depending on how Lucian and Morgana are playing, if they want to hold the wave right here, like a freeze, right? It's just pretty much like a freeze. The Xerath and the Ezreal will need to walk up to clear the next wave. So what you're doing here is you're playing for this freeze, not whatever you're looking at here, not any of that. You're looking at this, the wave right now. That's what you should be looking at. Okay? And what's happening is, yeah, your Lucian is freezing the wave, and Ezreal, look at how far he needs to step up. Xerath will need to step up that far as well, very soon. So that's what makes this play pretty guaranteed, and depending on sums, you're going to get a kill here, or at least sums. So I actually do like this play a lot.
Maybe that's what it is. Yeah.
But you need to assess the information and look at the waves. Right? Morgana do her Q like a monkey. And you get that kill there. Perfect. You don't get the kill participation, but that's fine. Morgana does that. Okay, so this whole time, what I would be doing is the moment you're leaving like this, just ping this guy away. So again, just utilizing pings as best you can. This is not a good play what Morgana's doing.
No.
Right? And right here, what you do is you ping on the way. Right? If I ever see this position, I'm out. Goodbye. I'm not going to delay myself even more to my camps. If for some reason talent is here and I can get something from it, again, something guaranteed, then sure, I'll come. But there's like the Morgana's either like gonna be dead, or if she runs through here, you can turn around. But obviously she was way too far up. You're not gonna really get much here. This Lucian did not need you to help crash this wave, right? So you're sharing XP for no reason.
Yeah.
And again, your camps. You're delaying your camps even more. And the worst part
Yeah.
about all this is you're playing Lillia. So something about Lillia, right? She is a power farmer. She is a power farmer to one item. When she gets one item, when she gets level 6, she runs the game. She literally just runs the game, right? The longer you delay yourself to level 6, the longer you delay yourself to your item, the harder the game's going to feel. You need to farm your camps this moment they're up, right? So instead of clearing the camps at 410, 412, now it's 520. It's
Yeah.
not necessarily a bad thing. You got to play bot, but it's just the fundamental of you want to do this camp the moment it spawns.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's pretty much majority of the early game. Um, right here we have a play towards top. Again, what we're playing for here is Trinamir's wave crash. Right. So this whole time when I'm collecting is what's going on top. They're fighting, right? But what are they fighting for? What Trinamir's fighting for is Trinamir's fighting to crash his wave. What Warwick's fighting for is Warwick's fighting to stop him from crashing the wave. Right? So the reason why you're here is to guarantee Trinimir gets his wave crash in. So even if you don't get a kill, you know you made a guaranteed play by saving your top winner's game. Look at this. He's fucking hard losing right now. Right? Well, I mean, not hard losing, but he's down a lot of gold right now. He needs to recall. Right? So what you're
Yeah.
doing is just saving his game. You're making a guaranteed play by getting his wave crash and then recalling. Okay? So one thing here, and this actually makes the big difference. So auto Q, right? You cancel an auto. Right, we're gonna look at the micro here. Auto, look, that the auto's about to go, but you canceled it. Right, the damage didn't go off. Your W here, it's really good. You're trying to position it, but when you auto attacked, I'll play it even slower. When you auto attacked, what happened is you autoed here, W'd, and you're autoing again. You're inputting another auto right here. Actually, it's not even an auto attack. What's happening here? The biggest problem is you're not moving. Look, you try autoing, you get your Q off, you can keep moving. But look, you let go of your character because you're holding your W like this. At
Mm.
least input one click here, then do this. So right now what's happening is your character is trying to auto attack again. Right? And when your character tries to auto attack again, then it's not moving. It's waiting for the auto attack reset to come in because your attack speed. It's waiting for your
Okay.
attack speed to come up. So your character is not moving. You never want to have moments where your character's not moving, especially on Lillia, because if you move down like this, what would have happened is you might have not even needed a flash to kill this talent, right? The whole time, here, again, you're autoing right now, and your character, you let go of your character again, right? You auto this guy right here, you should be moving right away, right? But you keep letting go of your character. And then here, so this guy is so low, flash auto kills him, right? After you flash auto kill him, if you have your Q, this guy probably dies to you. Last thing to think about, it's very hard to think about while in fight. You're about to hit level 6. So especially if you had your Q, what you could do is you could run, get this level 6, and then come down and get level 6. Well,
Okay.
level 6
Yeah.
with Q.
Yeah.
Right? So that's how I would be able to kill both of these guys here. Otherwise, it's not the end of the world. And again, the Trinimir is tilted at you because that's what the Trinimir is thinking about. He's thinking about his top wave, right? So this whole time, how I know that you're not playing for the right thing is you're running down here when you should be running up to the wave to crash this guy's top lane wave. And because of HP gap, I think you do win this.
Yeah, I think so. I do
HP
have
gap
no
and
mana.
wave gap. I mean, your blue buff will tick in soon, but if you play in your wave, I think the Warwick will struggle. But main thing is you're hitting level 6, and you saw Warwick ult earlier, so I think it's like definitely something you need to play for. At the very
Yeah.
least, regen your mana, then come back. Right, use your jungle pet buff. You go from 13 mana regen with the blue buff to 25, just like that. Boom. So sit here for like 3 more seconds, then go back and crash his wave.
Okay.
Look at him. He's
Yeah.
freaking out. He's freaking out. He's like, bro, my wave is fucked. Bro, my wave is fucked. Right? Quiz here. What do I want you to do?
Like right now,
Yeah, like right now, like right after you kill top lane, what do I want you to do?
what I should have done is recall straight away. I
Why?
think
Yeah, why?
because my camp bot side camps are up, well spawning. My
Perfect.
red's up.
No overcomplicating it. Zero.
Yep.
Zero overcomplication. Fuck this invade. Fuck whatever's going on here. Two rules. One, if you can ever play for tempo and you have 1,000 gold, always do it. Right? And the
Yep.
other thing is whenever you can play for camp respawn, always play for camp respawn. It takes 8 seconds to recall, 20 seconds to get your first camp. You would go to your red buff, you'd go to your Krugs, you'd go to your Raptors, you'd be almost level 7 just from that alone. And you just finish your full clear, you'd be almost level 8 when you're done with your full clear. And that's how you steamroll the game because you're in a really good position to carry. But all of these shenanigans is just what I call coin flip. The reason why it's coin flip is because when Talon comes off map, he's stronger than you. Why is he stronger than you?
He's just based.
Yeah, he just based. I mean, he died, but like he has a bigger item than you because you haven't based.
Yep.
In fact, in this fight right here, he has an Umbral Glaive. So the how he lost this fight is like surreal to me. But he doesn't have like anything to really buy anymore. But like if you fight him here, he has item, right? So the reason why I like even if this camp was up, I don't like it because you could just play for something guaranteed. That camp you know will be up. That camp you know will be up. Which is why some people get confused about jungle tracking and like how to invade and stuff. Don't worry about it. And let's say they do invade you, just leave. What's gonna happen is let's say the hypothetical, all of a sudden Talon invades you and you lose this camp. You clear the Krugs, you clear the Raptors. He's stuck in the bot side for a little bit. Now you have full top side control. You can run to his top side. You can play for his Raptors. You can play for his Rift. Pretty much, it's a game of chess. Pretty much. After he makes a turn, you have a turn back. So as long as you don't die when he makes his turn, as long as your king doesn't fall, you can still do something. What happens is people lose their minds when they see their camp being taken. They freak out and they kill themselves. Pretty much, they kill themselves by losing their entire HP bar or by using their ultimates, using their flashes, or just trying to smite fight and dying, right? But the way to avoid that is just leave. Just let it happen. It's okay.
Cool.
If you lose a camp, it's fine. The game's not over.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Um,
think I'm in that boat for
sorry,
sure.
you said that. You said what? Sorry.
I say I'm for sure in that boat. I think like if I get invaded, I either need to contest it or I find it hard to leave,
Yeah,
which I
no,
think
it,
is a
it's
problem.
it's again these are these skills that are super hard to learn. Just like we're talking about dodging is super hard to just get in the habit of. But if you can do it, you become that much better than the average jungler just like that. Like just following simple rules that challenger players, pro players use, you will find that the game is so much easier, but it will feel uncomfortable. So
Yep.
the three rules right now I'm thinking of that you can instantly implement is play for tempo. Well, no, that should be number two. Number one should be collect information, specifically waves. And number three is leave. Let's let it be, no matter how bad it gets. Just move on and focus on the next play. This took me 3 to 6 months to fully get down, and even then it was really hard. I played professional league, right, and it was hard because you lose a camp, it feels even worse because it feels like the enemy's so good or whatever. Pretty much, it'll almost never feel good to let it happen, but if you could learn how, you'll be insane, pretty much.
But what you're saying, let's say like hypothetically,
Uh huh.
let's say Talon is invading me
Uh
for
huh.
whatever reason.
Yeah.
You say yes, I've got top side control now. Right?
Yeah.
So does that mean even if let's say Warwick is 5-0,
Yeah.
pyro, I still have top control because I can probably gank that, right?
Yeah.
Or but if I go into his jungle, he can just collapse on me.
Pretty
Right.
much, yeah. Like let's say he invades you, and like you don't know where he's gone from this. Like he can go up to here, he can do the dragon, he can gank bot. You just don't know, right? And if this
Yeah.
Warwick is super strong, you don't really want to invade him, right? Because Warwick will come and kill you too. And Tristana also has prio. So if everyone in the top side is strong, you do have top control because Talon's bot side. But the biggest thing is you have tempo. So after you full clear, you recall and you'll be off the map stronger than Talon because Talon has to then after the invade go back to his camps, and then
True.
recall.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Right, so you have tempo for one timer. You have better back, better HP, better conditions, whatever it is. But
Yep,
most
that makes sense.
cases, this guy won't be that fed. Most cases, this won't be that miserable. And after he
Yeah.
invades you, you can invade him back on the other side. Alternatively, let's say they invade you and your teammates are in base. When they're back in lane, let's say they're winning, you can now invade him back in the bot side. Literally, you just need to wait. If for some reason you cannot defend the invade, there's a good reason why. So just let it happen. Either they're shit stomping you guys, either someone ruined their tempo and backed late, either like, someone's just in base, and that's fine. Just
Yep.
think about the next
Okay,
part.
yeah. Oh,
But yeah, like you
understand.
said, tempo here is super important. Right, again, this Tristana, I mean,
Pretty sure somehow we get a kill from this.
somehow. I mean, I think she jumped pretty poorly here. Yeah, wait.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I think she jumped.
Yeah, she jumped over that. Oh, she jumped right here. She jumped right here. There you go. So she jumped right there,
Yeah.
and we're gonna land it here. And she had no flash from earlier, so you actually do end up getting this kill, right? Which is not the end of the world, but like,
Still not.
it's
Yeah,
not
it's
like that guaranteed. I feel like if she just dodges the,
Yeah.
the more Q, right, she's gonna live. But
Yeah.
if this was a Nautilus or something, it would be a little bit more guaranteed. But again, the whole time here, I'm planning to recall. If I'm not planning to
Yeah.
fix the stop wave, let's say Warwick is too strong, you can't fix it, that's fine. Just recall, play tempo. And then what would happen is you would actually still be able to make it to this mid play. Maybe a little bit later,
Because
a different angle,
just
but
because it succeeded doesn't mean it's right.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're on the map. We have 1.7k gold, right? And then what happens now is you still need to recall eventually. You still, like, you're obligated to recall. You need to spend your gold. So even though you're doing all this, right?
This
You
is so bad.
yeah, right. This is so bad. You're down tempo now. Like he can invade your camps. This is exactly what I'm talking about. But the best part is, let's say you did this and you had your gold spent from earlier. Like even here, after you guys killed mid, you got the gold. Even if you recalled now, right? And then you did the exact same thing you did, and Xerath is like face checking you. If you ult this guy, he's one shot. Right? If you land your E the same way you did here, that guy's one shot. Right? But now like he probably still dies, but it's like super close. Like, I don't even know. But like Lillia's pretty strong here. I feel like if you ult this guy, you could probably destroy him.
I think I'm pretty scared, so I leave.
Yeah, yeah. But this invade would work personally if you really wanted to, if you just played for tempo and recalled. But it
Yeah.
really won't work when you're sitting on 2k gold. Okay, so Talon's doing Herald, or he's invading top side, so doing Dragon is completely fine. Again, we finally recall. We have Rod, sure, I guess. I'm not fully sure if that's accurate.
I always build Rod. It's just gotten used to it so much. Like I
Okay.
try other builds and stuff, but Rod has just been successful.
Sure, yeah. If you find Rod good, like again, his preference is important. Um, I think that's fine. Don't worry. I'm not stressing it too much. One thing right here. So Talon shows there, and so Talon shows wouldn't 10 Herald. So Talon heralded right there. Okay, so that's when you turn around and you try to check what's going on. One thing that I would say about Professor and just stat trackers like this is just don't check it. You can have it, but don't check it unless there's like a positive reason to check it. Even then, I wouldn't check it. It's a complete bait.
Yeah.
It just fucks with your head.
Yeah.
It literally just messes
It
with
does.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then
I kind of use it for camp timers, but then again, I always like end up looking at it anyway. Like, oh,
right. I mean, I personally think it's fine to remove it. But if you need it for the count timers, go for it. Most importantly, though, just don't look at these
right.
stats. It just fucks with
Yeah.
your head.
Yeah.
Okay, one thing here. There you go. The camp. I can't lose a camp feeling right here. You just got your mythic. Your mid laner's catching a wave. Your bot laner is winning, and you have camps to clear. So there's like three options here. One, you go try and kill this Warwick. Two, you just go clear your camps and be peaceful. Three, you walk safe way, go to Krugs, go to bot lane who's winning, and go to play on the jungle invade. Four, which is like kind of the same thing as three, but you go bot and you just come through here and you sit in this bush.
Yeah.
You do not ever do this.
I do.
Yeah.
Don't do it. I did.
Yeah. I saw a second in advance. And if you are doing this, you can't face check like this, right? You should just drop a ward. Drop a ward here first, and at least you would have more time to react. Okay, so Nefiri kills them both. It's just not good principle. If you think you're so strong to fight this, drop the ward here, right? Because you just got mythic and maybe you think Nefiri is strong. You saw Tristana's conditions from earlier. It might not be the worst fight, right? But the goal is not to do the Raptors. The goal is to push them out, win the 2v2, and if they don't 2v2 us, play to invade him. with the bot prio we have. That should be the goal. Alternatively, the goal can just be to push him out and then go back to my camps. Right? So if there is a fight, you want to play it as well as you can, so drop a ward here. But you're never playing for this camp, really. You're playing for the fights, you're playing for like the 2v2. So I feel like that would change the way you're playing it here. I personally am never gonna walk melee range to a Talon if
Yeah, this is terrible. Yeah.
I'm trying to play for the fight, right? If in your head you're playing for the fight, you're not gonna play like this.
Yeah.
Okay. So from here, the game is kind of just been chaos for the first 11 minutes. We haven't really found too many success. I wouldn't say successful, but I would say like we've kind of ruined our tempo ourselves for the most part of the game. The only really good play I saw was when you sat here and you ganked bot on that wave. That was the best play I saw this entire game.
Everything else has been coin flip.
Yeah, the
Terribly
rest the
coin
rest
flip.
has been coin flip, and you pretty much have had zero impact. You would have actually been better in this game if you did what I said and you just full clear, crab, recall. Krugs, Raptors, Wolves,
Easily.
Gromp, recall. Krugs, Raptors. You would have actually been more ahead if you did that than look for these plays, try to play like a weird game. So if you feel like you're struggling collecting information, you're struggling to make good decisions, you're struggling just whatever it is, just full clear and relax. Because the enemy team, they will make mistakes. But what happens is if you make a lot of force plays, it makes it so much easier for the enemy to not make mistakes. Instead of the enemy making mistakes, it's you making mistakes. If you play defensively and patiently, and just clear camp slash relax, the enemies will make mistakes. Right? Do you play chess?
Not really. No.
Do you know like how chess pieces function, or at
Yeah.
least the game?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So pretty much like if you've ever seen chess, or if see people play it, pretty much if you ever play a really defensive setup, it's super annoying to play against. If every single move you use is just setting up, like you're not attacking at all, like literally every move is just developing, it is so annoying to play against. Imagine a league player. They're so much more impatient. They're so much more easily to get bored. If you just perma farm, they see you, you're up a level somehow magically, the enemy jungler will freak out. They will literally lose it, right? If you're permanently like just dropping camps and like not not really forcing things to happen, the enemy's team will lose it. Eventually, the enemy team will get bored and make plays that are really too aggressive and mistakes, and then you'll be able to punish them because you're farmed up in the game and you have items. But if you permanently make forced plays that will not work, it's actually you being the one making mistakes, right? So just keep in mind, find a balance between not making too many plays and making plays, but pretty much it is normally better to do less and do nothing. And it might feel fucked up because junglers feel like, yeah, I need a gank, but I need to like help my laners out. No, sometimes it's better to literally just chill out and do nothing. As long as you have that as an option in your arsenal, you'll be able to play the game better, especially on champions like Lillia, where you need resources. Make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so we're gonna look at the rest of the part of the game. So Talon, when did he get your top side? Oh, he got your top side after the after like he got your top side back here where he killed your Trinimir and he instantly did your top side. Right? He saw you here and he instantly did your top side. Okay. So um with that in my mind, wait. Yeah, that's gone, right? So that's why you're not going top side. With that in mind, pretty much how I would track this is thinking about timing. Look. So Talon killed this guy here. Herald's up. Herald takes about 30 seconds to clear. Um, he finished the Herald at 9 minutes. So he cleared at least 2 of your camps in the top side. Possibly 3 because he has item. Right? So in my head, if I'm ever recalling where you have 2,000 gold, you are bolting it to the enemy bot side.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And all of that is not really based off jungle tracking necessarily, it's just jungle timing. The timing makes sense to where the Talon had enough time to clear my top side and do the Rift Herald. That's just the timing, how the timing works. So walking through top is the error here. And then all this is whatever. Okay, so then we go through top again. So again, um, playing with who? Who do you want to play with this game?
Oh, mid lane, bot lane.
Right. You don't want to
Sure.
interact with the Trinity at all. Right. So always find the teammate you can count on and play with. Check at all points of the game, but especially mid game. So mid and bot are where you want to play. So look, Lucian just coming out of map, Morgana coming out of off base. Items are really good, right? They're actually really strong. Mid item, your mid might be hitting. Yeah, your mid's gonna recall. He's gonna hit us mythic too. So let's say there are top camps, right? You clear these as fast as you can, and you do not go top. You go straight back to bot. But because these guys are coming out of base right now, right? And they're the only ones I could play with. Although I have no ult, if these guys have ult, these guys have good conditions, I want to play with them right away. So just keep in mind, the way you win jungle is by working with your winning teammates, pretty much. And almost every single game, people feel like they have losing lanes. It's not true. It's just you're not working with the right lanes. Some of your lanes are losing. Example, the Shinamir. He's hard inting. But there are two lanes that are doing completely fine. Your bot lane might not be hard winning, but they're doing completely fine. So you need to play around your mid and bot lane. Okay, so here, all this, right? You check your top side, you should be going straight back into the bot side, not into his top side. This is this is like all of this terrain right here, even like your jungle camps here, like all of this is like danger. And what I want to do is I want to be playing in all of this. You know, this is all my land right here. All of this is where I want to be,
Okay.
right? And that's easily accessible information by just checking who you want to be playing towards. Right? So we almost get the camp, but even then, look at this bot shenanigans. If you're there, bot, um, and you're 3v3ing, right? The game just feels so much easier to play. For your bot lane, especially, look at the item difference.
Yeah.
They're gonna destroy these guys bot lane, right? And if you're there, like Tristana realistically should be probably mid, catching this next wave high. But because she's here, you could probably still win 3v3. But even then, like Tristana shouldn't be here, so it would be a 3v2. And if Talon just keeps falling clear on top, that's fine. You're gonna start cracking plates, and you're winning the game through your lane. Okay, so now we full clear our top side, and pretty much like let's recap what we've done from base from here. So we did our two bot camps, right? We just respawned. We did our two bot camps, right? We crossed to the top side, our bot lane recalled, and we invaded raptors. So let's look um at this time at 11:30, right? If you were not invading raptors, and after you check this, you bolted back to bot lane, you would be bot lane, right? You would make it to the time the play is happening. Pretty much what I'm like trying to figure out is how much wasted time did you have not playing with your winning lanes, right? So you should have been bot at 11:30, right? We end up going bot at 12:30, and by that time your bot lane has zero conditions to play the game. So when they wanted to play the game, you were a minute too late, pretty much.
Yep.
So now
Now they're half girls and
yeah, let's just recall Morgana has to recall. So now the one time you want to be bot lane, they're in base, so the timing doesn't work. And jungle is the one role that can choose when to go to a lane, right? Because you like realistically you can drop a few camps when the game is like needs to be played towards these carries. Um, and these guys are the only ones winning. Not your Trinimir is not going to carry the game. You're not really going to carry the game. You're not doing too great yourself, right? Your bot lane or your mid lane, these guys are your best friends. So if they're not able to win, then who's winning? No one. So there's no way to win the game. By going like spending so much time in the top side, you're just effectively losing. Um, so here, right now, what the map looks like is this, right?
I'm all the way up here.
And you're all the way up here, right?
Yeah.
This guy's in base. You know, Fury needs to catch a wave. If the Fury shows Tristana's gonna leave, right? And Morgana's about a base, and you're all the way up here. I don't know what's gonna happen. Maybe you kill him.
Definitely not.
Well, he dies, and Tristana might die too. Almost. But yeah, right, like that, like drawing some lines in your
Yeah.
head, like where you want to be, is not in this dry bush right here, or not in this pink bush right here. Okay, so again, the same problem arises. Is like, where do you want to play towards? Who's your best friend? Who's the lane you want to be with? And it's bot lane. So the one time we take a bot lane fight, it might actually go well. Well, the Fury's here fighting bot. The Fury got a kill. This is great, right? It's a great start already. Right, you guys got a kill bot. And although you weren't like fully there, you were in the area, which was pretty good. Okay, we're back to camps. Top side fight. You're gonna die here to ignite. Wow. Talon would have killed anyway. Right? These camps are gone. And it's the same thing.
Leave it. Right.
Leave it, and Talon's gonna eat these and this, and what are you gonna do?
Go bot side. I think. Yeah. Take his stuff and
Huh?
or gank bot. Yeah.
No. Die bot. Die bot
Yep.
and then camps. Right? But by doing this, you effectively again are killing yourself from the game. So you probably had like multiple plays to play with your winning lane. Like again, the score is actually not that bad. I think the gold is fine too, and I think you have a dragon, they have a dragon. Like the game is completely fine. But when you make plays like this, you're losing the game on your terms. Like this is you losing the game for your team, pretty much.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Right, so I was kind of jokingly talking about the invade thing, but we can see how prominent it is. Junglers love to invade. Invading to me is not that good. I don't think invading is that good because if you're playing against a good jungler, they will just have so much more map advantage if you play accordingly. Right? So whenever Talon invades your top side, what's going to happen is your Trimir is going to be safe here. You're gonna go bot lane and you're gonna dive their bot lane, and because or because Talon is stuck on the top side, he he's just sacking his bot lane pretty much. But if he didn't show, just did this camp and didn't invade you, you'd clear your camps, and then there's no dive. There's no dive bot because you're clearing your camps. Either way, the point is, whenever someone's invading you, just chill out. Like it's gonna be fine. There's gonna be there's like almost always another play on the map, and if there isn't, it is still better to just let it happen. If for some reason you think this play is like so hard winning for you, like I don't know why you think you're level 9 and he's level 12 and it's gonna be winning, but for some reason it's even, like you're level 12, he's level 12, you're on like your second and a half item, you're super fed, then sure you could probably defend it. But especially when you're behind, you cannot win this. And even if you're even here, I would rather take a guaranteed play on his bot side camps and on the bot dive, because instead of 3v3ing top, you can make it a 3v2 under their bot turret, and I would always take these odds, right? Your top is not even a 3v2 or 3v3. It's a 2v3. It's you guys, and Tristan is coming because Nefir needs to recall. So this is like super flippy. Okay, so your ballin is like kind of going a bit too crazy. Um, if you were bot and they were doing this, you would be able to have some impact. But it's on you to use pings here to tell them to like chill the fuck out. Um, Warwick came to bot as well, so it's just really unfortunate, pretty much. And all that is a byproduct of what happened because you died. Again, it's like a sort of small thing, but after you W attack, sorry, after you use your W and you auto attack, you're again staying still, right? You have a lot of downtime here where your auto attack went through, and you need to like move. Where's he going next? Where's he going next? You need to move towards it.
Yeah.
Like you look at your cursor, auto attack, your cursor is clicking him. You're just clicking him. You're just right clicking him the whole time. You're standing still and right clicking him. What it should look like is you're right clicking, moving, right clicking, moving, right clicking, moving. I'll show you a video right after the session to show you what it kind of looks like. Okay, so you get this kill. This is great, marvelous, and the game is kind of sort of like getting it. Like it's okay. Like the game is still fully winnable, even though you made a bunch of mistakes. So that's the thing. Like it's okay to make mistakes. It's on you to find the next way to win the game. Um, so this Warwick's been a raid boss this whole game. That's one thing I know. Um, and there's not really much like to say other than, well, No, that guy healed for 500, man. There's nothing to say. I mean, you miss your W here, right? Your W is kind of poor. If you land your W, you might actually have killed him here because your next Q rotation you might kill him. But realistically, when you're just this low and after this, you should just leave. Like it's okay. Like just leave. Like it's
You get
better
baited by
to
the too much shot.
to
Yeah.
live. It's better to just live.
Yeah.
Even if you kill him here, like you'll die to the next person who kills you. Let's say you kill him, you have to chase him this far, then you'll die. And I mean, it's just a too flippy to kill him. You're level 10, he's level 13. This guy's so fed. Yeah, and then it kind of it kind of begins. Your teammates are getting mad at this guy. Someone's saying it's
Yeah.
winnable. You're FFing. You're picking Trinamir. Yeah,
I need to mute all. I think sometimes I
yeah.
do
So
type a fair
so
bit.
mute all and don't have chat on. This is the biggest bait
Yeah.
ever. The
Yeah.
moment you type this, the moment you check stats earlier, you lost focus.
Yeah.
So
For sure.
do your best to
Also,
retain focus.
I think I get, especially with that app, I think I get baited by like, oh, look, this guy's pretty good. Maybe I should play for him,
Yeah,
etc., etc. Right.
yeah. Play to the conditions of the actual game.
Yeah.
The one time where I would trust stats is when you're in like above like Grandmaster because that actually reflects a good player. If someone's
Yeah.
able to get 67% win rate and like high elo, then yeah, they're good. But in lower
Yeah.
elos, like it's just like still a bait. It's just a bait. Just
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
don't even think about it. But
Play
yeah,
the
so
game.
at this point, like the rest of the game is kind of just gonna be like hard to review, I would say.
Yeah.
Um,
It's gonna be messy.
but
Pointless, right?
yeah. Um, one thing I do want to look at is look at like a little bit of your team fighting. So let's see this here. So we're trying to get stacks with our Q. It's fine. Okay, nice E. Reaction speed is really slow here. Like it's on your face, you should be killing this guy right away. Tracking of
Yeah.
what's going on in the fight is also really poor. There's two people here, one person here, right? One person dies, and there's another person alive. You should be fully aware of that. So this Q here is
Yeah.
really bad. You should be killing that talent. If you kill that talent earlier, he would never have been able to deal enough damage to you in the period of time he did. Right? He would have already been dead.
Fair.
Okay. Next fight, let's look. So this guy is trying to raid boss us through mid. See, this guy got bored, and he's trying to 1v3 you guys. Yippee, every game is winnable, right? ER, this is perfect. He fucked this queue up as well. Boom. Set 900 gold in the pocket. The guy got bored. Okay. Objective is what we want to focus, right? But what's happening is Talon is going crazy in the jungle, and we're fully lost right now. If you pull this dragon here, what's gonna happen?
They're all gonna come kill me, right?
Yeah, your team is
Yeah.
not with you.
Yeah.
It is fully better for you to wait here with your team than to start this way too early. This ward will get cleared later. Or if you can't contest it because you're down ult, doesn't matter if you clear this ward or not. You're putting yourself in a really dangerous position. If I'm this Talon, I don't know why I'm trying to kill the Morgana as Talon. Right, that's one. Why is he trading one for one of the Morgana? Right? If I'm this Talon, if I'm this Tristan, if I'm this Lucian, what you're doing here is illegal. I'm Xerath and I'm going like this. I'm Lucian, I'm going like this. I'm Tristan, I'm coming down. And then Talon's flanking you from under. Like you're literally getting pincered by every single angle. Right? And your teammates can't help you because look at where they are. So this whole time you're clearing wards, If you saved your sweeper for when your teammates were with you, you'd actually be able to clear every single ward here. Right? You're playing the game alone. So always play the objective take or any sequence with a teammate in the mid game. Connect with someone. It's a team game. Right? It's pretty simple, but it's a team game, and it seems like a lot of people are forgetting the fact that you need to be around your teammates to make things work. You should never
Yeah.
be okay doing this alone. It's just not a good principle to be alone and be okay
No.
with doing it alone. Okay, so the Lucian died, Morgana died. Um, and the Fury killed that guy. Trinimir's in base. The Fury is like trying to play a little aggressive here. Yeah, so we don't see Warwick the whole time, but pretty much what I'm looking at is the game is fine. Like again, wait for Tryndamere. Like you land this E or not, it's fine. You dodge everything. This is great. You dodge more. This is great. You don't want to play aggressive here. What you want to do is you want to get the mid wave. Their Talon's dead, it's not going to pull the dragon, and then replay the map.
Yeah.
But pretty much you just
Once mid wave's pushed in. Yeah.
yeah, once mid is pushed in, you have the priority, you have them catching a wave, your position will be good. But pretty much every single sequence from what I've been seeing is everything is just like you're face checking on Lillia, right? That shouldn't be a thing. Two, you're just going too fast. No one's with you. Your Tryndamere is here, your Naafiri is here, but he's pretty low. He has no ult, right? You don't even have ult. And three, it just feels like you're feeling forced to do something at all points. I feel very pressured watching you play, and I was told this a lot when I was like trying to make it pro. I was told that a lot. Like, what does that? What does that really mean? What that means is if you just played a little more relaxed and a little bit with like the intent of do less does more for you. If you play with those things in mind, your gameplay would feel a lot less stressful. You would feel a lot less anxious, and like the game would just be easier overall. You would make better plays. You'll think clearer. You'll be able to fight better. So just take a step back, and there's no need to force things to happen. Lose in peace is like a key thing. You just need to learn to
Yeah.
lose in peace sometimes. If they're
Yeah.
playing perfectly and you can't find an opportunity, then good for them. You lost in peace. But if you're
Yeah.
permanently forcing things, you're never gonna learn. There's no consistency with constantly forcing stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, checking stats. It's funny. Stick to Aatrox moment. That's also funny. Yeah.
That's the stats.
Yeah, that's the stats checker right there. I'll probably get rid of it. I think you've
Yeah, I
actually
think I'll
built
go
a
for it.
habit to check stats when you get tilted. So you've built the
Yes.
wrong habit to
Yeah.
deal with stress. Deal with stress and deal with your tilt. So you need to. The best way to do it is just get rid of it because you're in a position right now where your instant response to getting tilted is to check stats, which is not the greatest. Again, frontline Lillia. Why? Why am I playing like this? Right? This is just way. You're way too far up. Right? You get no value from your ult. You get no value from anything. We're playing frontline Lillia. After you land a perfect E, run and group with your team. Look at where your teammates are. We have one, two, three guys here. So we have three guys down here, right? And then there's one
And
guy
I'm on my way
above
up
you,
here.
two guys here. So why are we
Yeah.
running like this? Why are we running into them? Run away to your teammates. If you played
Yeah,
this fight, go ahead.
I think I definitely need to focus more on like how I position in team fights.
Yeah,
Like I'm god awful at it, I think.
yeah,
And I'm just hoping like you know, I'm either fed enough that it shouldn't matter, or in this position it does matter because I'm not fed. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, the simplest rule is again choose a teammate and stick with them the whole fight. So if your teammate is Naafiri, you're not even on Naafiri's screen. If your teammate is Lucian, you're not even on Lucian's screen. But the point is, the slower you play fights, especially, so not just macro, not just jungling, the slower and more defensively you play fights, the better things become. They will become impatient, they will throw abilities out randomly, and sometimes there's amazing things happening on the map where Ezreal is stuck bot lane, and your Tryndamere has a full shift. What's going to happen is it's going to become a 5v4. If you played
Hard
this
to lose that.
slower, GG for them.
Then we take Baron, etc., etc. Yeah.
No, game's won. But the most important thing is look at what this guy's doing. He's going in 1v3 here. If you let
Yes.
him do that, he's gonna lose all of his conditions and stuff. Like, if he goes to kill Morgana, he'll die. And if he doesn't kill Morgana here, Morgana's half HP and she's still valuable. And now Talon has no ult, so it's very easy to kill. But these clicks right here, where your cursor is like going forward, should be fully going backwards. Fully going backwards to your team. The easiest way to learn how to team fight is by playing with a teammate. Whoever's fed. And if no one's fed, stand behind everyone. You're never frontline. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter what champion you're playing. Even if you're playing fucking Zac or fucking Vi, you're always going in the second. Because your teammates dying is better than you dying. That's literally it. If you're fed, it's still better to go in second. Um, so this Ezreal's inting. It's great.
Yeah.
Again,
Welcome to Emerald, right?
really, really far up, right here. So this town lives, right? And our Lelouch gets stunned, and we're kind of just.
Comes back.
And,
Dive.
and here the best part is you click back into them. Run away.
I walk back into it, yeah.
Right, he
It's like,
dies, but still, it's just like fundamentally again for
but if I'm playing
consistency.
these better, then
Yeah, if you're playing these better, you might have been able to live. You might have been able to get that kill without Nafiri using her ult. So
yeah,
many
exactly.
things could have gone differently. Cool. So instead of looking at the rest, the team fights will probably look the exact same. And macro for the most part is play with the winning teammates and focus on objectives. Don't chase for kills. Focus on objectives. So I'll just write that as a rule for the mid game. In the mid game, play for objectives with your winning teammate. Make sure every team fight you are on your teammate's screen. Right, it's kind of simple, it's kind of stupid, but you need to be on their
Oh
screen.
yeah, no, of course,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. All right, cool.
Simple
So
things that you fuck up.
yeah, you have this whole list of these notes. Pretty much just a lot. I want you to give me like 1 to 3 of the biggest points in your head. Just off the top of your head, what do you think were the most valuable things you got from this session?
Um, Definitely playing with my like, especially in the mid game, or after 6, 8 minutes, whatever, is playing with whoever's winning, like path towards them. Don't take fights around losing lanes. Um, I think team fighting, the way you explain team fighting is really helpful. Like picking with someone, even though it's simple, it's always good to have those little things that you remember in the back of your head when you're doing something. Makes it easy to remember how to play. Number 3. I think what else did you say? Hmm, I guess looking at waves, right, and seeing what they have to do with their wave.
Perfect.
Um,
I mean, yeah, that's
Whether they have to
perfect.
help them push it or gank when they're getting frozen, like their wave is frozen, that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Just playing around waves more.
yeah, you got it. And if you take away like literally those 3 things, that's like the only things to think about. You'll be in a much better place than what I saw here. And one thing
Yeah,
I try and teach and I try to preach is consistency, right? After you get to consistency and you have fundamentals, you have a baseline, right? Then you start learning things that are more advanced. But to this day, I have not seen a single person that I've coached have good fundamentals. I swear if I see another game, it'll be completely random. I will see completely different decisions. I will see completely different like play style. Keep
yeah,
things the same. That's the easiest way for you to improve and for you to climb.
yeah,
So I stress not invading. There will be a time where you can learn how to invade. That time is not now. That is an advanced thing to do, and fundamentally, it's just not worth it. There's things more important things to worry about. But
for sure.
eventually, you'll learn so much more. It's just building a baseline first.
Yeah.
Um, cool. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you found this valuable. And yeah, take care, guys.